learning some new stuff.
And he was getting recruited by the U, but I wasn't really getting recruited by the U. So it was
Yep.
kind of like, in my mind, I was like, because I went to the games with him before, because like when you go, you can bring friends.
Yep.
So I went, but they weren't really recruiting me, because even my senior year, like I went to all the Gopher camps and stuff like that with Coach Kill. You know,
Yep.
back in the, shout out to Coach Kill.
Yep. Shout out, Coach.
Yeah, I went out to the Coach Kill camps. Still wasn't really getting recruited like that. Like I was getting some D2 looks, and then even my senior year, I went to one of the games, and the coaches was just looking at me like, yeah, just make sure you send in your film. And I'm just like, damn, shouldn't you guys already know, like have a little bit of my film and stuff? So I knew I wasn't really getting recruited like that. But then my senior year, it was a little bit after signing day, or maybe 2 weeks before signing day.
Yep.
Coach Killett came to my school,
Yep.
and like I got called down to the office, like, yeah, come talk to your coach.
Yep.
And he was in there with Coach Reeves. I don't know if you remember Coach Reeves.
Coach Reeves,
yeah, the tight end coach.
Tight end coach, right.
Yeah, yep. Those two was in the office, and they were just like, yeah, we're going to offer you preferred walk-on. Is this something you want to do? And for me, I was like, shit. For me, basically, it was like I already knew I wanted to be in that Division I, so there wasn't really any turning back. So it was just kind of like, if I'm going to get the opportunity, then I'm just going to go with it.
Yep.
So I didn't really hesitate. I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Yep.
So then walked on. And the walk-on experience, I would say, definitely is a little different back then than it was now. I was just telling some of the guys on one goal. So like my freshman year, when I was a walk-on, we would have breakfast. You had to check in by a certain time. You know, you remember the check-ins. On the football guys, you know the check-ins. And you could either get you had two options. You had a smoothie or you had a bagel.
Yep.
But for walk-ons, I guess it was against NCAA rules to get both. So if you would go there, you would have to either get a smoothie or a bagel. It wasn't like you couldn't get them both.
Really?
Or like after practice, we'd have.
I was so small, like I wouldn't even know something like that.
That's what I'm saying. So the walk-on life was way different.
So before we get there, let's dress something. Let's dress something up, just so my audience can understand the actual connection that we have here. So Kunle, again, you know, he's the CEO of Sweat Equity, but this is my guy. We played ball at University of Minnesota, same position, safety group. When I came in as a freshman, he was already there. And I think, Kunle, you graduated high school what year?
2013.
2013.
So it's like 2 years older than you, probably.
Yep. So I'm 2015. But to give, you know, just to kind of give some clarity, yes, you know, Kunle was definitely, you know, he was a walk-on at the University of Minnesota. But when I got there, to be totally honest, one, I didn't know he was a walk-on just because, I mean, with our group, to be honest, we had an elite group.
Yeah.
It was a very, very competitive group within the safeties and the corners. So usually you can kind of tell some of the people that are kind of, what do I want to say? Usually you could tell a walk-on.
Yeah.
So when I looked at you, I'm like, no, he not really giving me the walk-on vibes. He ain't really giving me the walk-on energy. And especially with you, you were especially a person who I was like looking up to,